What's up everybody, Matty Mo here, and today we'll be taking a look at the LG G3, which seems like the perfect time since the LG G4 will be announced on April 28th. This will be the third video in the Is It Worth It series, where we take a look at flagship devices from 2014 and go over things such as what's changed, how have they aged, and is it still worth buying. The LG G3 was in my list of top 5 smartphones of 2014, so it's no surprise that it's getting revisited. Now, I'm not going to go through all the specs since this phone has been out for quite some time, but I have included in the description down below for your reference. So here's what I loved about the G3 when it first came out in the summer of 2014. First up, it had a good laser guided camera that took awesome photos. It was the first smartphone to sport a Quad HD 2K display with really high display quality. It had great battery life, great ergonomics, especially for a phone that's 5.5 inches. I felt it was easy to hold and secure in my hand. It also had a removable battery and microSD card slot for those that prefer it. And finally, even though the phone was made out of plastic, they still managed to make it feel premium. It was the most plastically premium feeling phone that I've ever held, if that makes any sense. Now, that being said, there were still some shortcomings. When it was first released, I found the software to be extremely buggy and slow on KitKat. It was only when you were switching between apps or initially loading one up that it would start to lag. First I thought it was a 2K display, but really it's the UI. I hope this would be fixed in Lollipop, but the same still holds true today. There really shouldn't be any lag at all, especially in this day and age with such powerful hardware. I also find LG tries to implement the same gimmicky features that Samsung put in the Galaxy S5. Don't get me wrong though, some of them are useful, such as the copy and paste history and a few hand gestures, but overall the majority take away from the actual user experience. In Android 5.0, LG's first-party apps remain, but are no longer staring at you in the face. They removed the 3-finger swipe, which made no sense at all, and the Q-slide stuff can now easily be disabled. I honestly just wish they would let more of material design shine through than actually messing with it. Next up is the display, which I found the contrast ratio to be a little off. In this case, it made the screen dark, even though it had 570 nits of brightness, which happens to be on par with other flagships such as the HTC One M8. The screen is vivid though, and colors pop, but the blacks are too dark in a bad way, making the text look unsharp. Don't get me wrong, this is still a great display and trumps other flagship devices from 2014. One thing I was always happy with was the battery life when it was running KitKat, and I was hoping the battery life would get even better with Lollipop. But for some reason it stayed the same, even though Android 5.0 is supposed to provide better battery improvements. This is not a bad thing or really a negative because the battery life was already good to begin with. Perhaps when it gets upgraded to Android 5.1 we'll see an actual difference. I know these all sound like a lot of complaints, and my hopes was the upgrade to Lollipop would cure most of them, but it only made it a little bit better. Don't let this deter you from picking up this phone. It's still quite capable and offers a great user experience. So what's the bottom line then? Should you buy this or should you not? I definitely think it's still worth the purchase, especially if you're looking for a bigger phone at 5.5 inches and dig the rear facing buttons. If you're planning to buy this, $0 to $50 on a 2-year contract seems pretty fair. However, if you do want to buy this off contract, I don't recommend this device. I feel there are better flagships from last year that cost less and provide a better overall user experience. Now, for those of you who are waiting for the G4, you won't have to wait much longer as it's being announced on April 28th. And if you're curious to know what it's packing, you can check out my G4 rumors video, which I'll put a link into the description down below for those who are interested. I also want to know what you guys think of the G3. Is it still worth it or is it not? Let me know in the comments below. And I also want to hear from current G3 owners. Let me know what you like and dislike about your phone. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so you can see more awesome videos like this one. And I'll see everybody in the next episode.